Good morning. Well, Sunday is day 2 of the Anglia Classic Car Auctions Classic Sale. In fact, as I'm filming this, it's 9:33, which is interesting. But that means the auction has started. But don't worry, they're kicking off with motorbikes, and nobody is interested in motorbikes. So I should have time to get the cars up and online before the bidding starts on the cars. So let's go right in from the top, same as we did yesterday. We've got here a Ford Anglia Deluxe, £3,000 to £5,000. And no, I didn't bid on that barn find Project Ford Anglia yesterday, although I kind of wish I did because it only sold for £600. A Mark 1 Escort Shell, a Riley Monaco, cool name, but no thanks. Ford V8 Pilot, that looks like a lovely car for £3,000 to £5,000, so we'll open that one for later. If you saw yesterday's video, I'm opening cars that are interesting in a new window at the top here, and then we'll go through those at the end of the roster of cars. Ford Zephyr Mark II Estate, Morris Minor Traveller, Triumph TR3, 1952 MGTD, Ford Sierra RS Cosworth. We've got to open that one in a new window because it's actually got a really interesting story, and it'd be very interesting to see what that sells for. Aston Martin DBS 6, not too bothered. Rover P4, Ford Cortina Super, that just looks lovely. I do like the look of that. 1989 Austin Mini Sky, Citroen 2CV left-hand drive, Mercedes CLS 350 Auto. I like these, but I need the diesel engine in them. I don't really see the point of the petrol, but it's a 2005, so it's before the crazy tax. You end up paying a lot of tax on anything after 2005-6. 1988 Toyota MR2, these have got a real following and look strong money on that, £6,500 to £8,500. Z3 2.8 wide body, we've got to open that one in this new window because I love those. I've had them before, they are just brilliant. Porsche 944 S2 and a Wolseley 1550, no reserve. Let's have a look just to see what that one goes for. 2004 Ford SVT Lightning left-hand drive. Very cool thing. I'm not sure it's going to sell. Bentley Brooklands. The Bentley Brooklands, there's a couple of these in the sale, and I just love them. They are beautiful. Jaguar 340, £5,000 to £8,000. Riley RMA. I've always highlighted these in videos. I love a Riley RMA. I just think they're a really nice looking car. Very similar silhouette to a Citroen Traction Avant. I'm a big fan. Land Rover Hardtop Series 1, Mercedes E320 Elegance, MGTF 160. Ooh, red leather, nice car. Ford Sierra XR 4x4, Morris Minor Traveller. There's nothing really that's grabbing me here. Another XK8 4-litre convertible, T2 camper. Like I said yesterday, price is fairly soft on these at the moment. Chrysler Crossfire Auto. My friends Paul and James are desperate for me to buy a Crossfire, but they just don't really interest me. Land Rover 88, Porsche 968 Cabriolet, that's a rare car. Alfa Romeo Spider, 10 to 12 on that, 5 to 7. Land Rover Long Wheelbase Series 1, Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit, look at that, we'll have that open because that's champagne, very nice looking car. Mercedes CL500 automatic, if you haven't driven a CL500, go on, let's open that one, we'll have a look at that one in a minute and we'll chat about that. Bentley Continental, £14,000 to £16,000. I'm not a fan of these, but I do like the convertible version. Mini Moke, we've had these in auctions before, and I always say it's a car that you can use for 2 days of the year, or for this year, the entire summer, but then there's going to be nothing to eat because none of the farmers have managed to grow anything. So Mini Moke might be the perfect car for a very sunny apocalypse. MG ZT SE V8 260 with only 19,000 miles. The funny thing about that, all right, we'll talk about that in a minute. Another MR2, 9 to 12, looks better than the other one. And then this Mercedes 300 SE Coupe, this looks like good value because if that was the larger engine V8, they were knocking on £100,000. They've come right down. So at 30 to 35, that's looking like a bargain. Morgan Plus 8, and then Morris Minor, MG Roadster, MGB GT V8. Not too bothered about any of those. 6 to 8 on the Minor, 15 to 18 on the MGA. The MGA is nice, but it's not where I'd put £15,000 to £18,000. MGB GT V8, now, just the MGB thing is just done, isn't it? It's just done. Fiat 124 Sport, we're going to open that one and talk about that afterwards because that is probably the prettiest car in the sale. Not too bothered about the Wolseley 6, but that's cool because it's probably the only one. £8,000 to £10,000, a lot of money for a Land Crab. Z3 M Coupe, nothing to say about that. I'll open that in a new window and we'll chat about that in a minute. And the Cortina, and the Crossblade, and the DKW. So we'll have all three of those. The Corvette, I'm not so sure about the Corvette. 20 to £25,000. I appreciate they've got their following, but this Jeep Wrangler is interesting. I looked at this last night because it comes with a motorbike. So we'll open that one and we'll chat about that one in a minute. That 1964 Ford Cortina Super looks lovely at £8,000 to £10,000. We'll open that one because I want to have a better look at it. Bedford Dormobile, Triumph Spitfire, one owner from new. That's cool. Mini Cooper Sports LE. These are nice. And these were more money as well. So £6,000 to £7,000. That could be a lovely car for that amount of money. I'll go on then. We'll have a look at that one as well. I'm trying to not make this video too long, but there are some cars that I'm interested in. An XJ6 4.2 at 10 to 15. But more interestingly is this one. 2001 Aston Martin DB7 Vantage. I've opened it in a new window because it's no reserve. So it'll be very interesting to see what that sells for. Mini, Vandenpla, Mini. That's a lot of money, isn't it? £14,000 to £16,000 on this Princess over here. Then the Mini Cooper S, that's lovely at 20 to 25. Ragtop roof as well. Lancia Aurelia B20. Don't know anything about it. Jowett Kestrel Saloon with no reserve. Ford Fiesta Flight, 235 miles. One registered owner. That is your perfect new car. If you're shopping for a car for a teenager, that's exactly what you need. And then the Bentley Azure, yeah, we'll open that in the new window because I've got to be honest, that's probably my pick from the auction. I love these big Bentleys. I keep talking about them in my auction videos, and I have a major soft spot for convertibles, so we'll have a look at that shortly. Ferrari 360 Modena, £50,000 to £60,000. We'll have a look at that as well. Minivan, a brown Mercedes R107 350 SL, rare colour. Very cool car actually, £8,000 to £10,000. A nice cheap motoring, and I love the look of this Vauxhall VX4-90. We'll open that one in a new window. Austin 10 Cambridge, another Cortina, a Mark II Deluxe, a Borg Ward P100. Where do they find these things? Lancia Beta Spider at 8 to 10, Ford Cortina 14 to 17. Ford Capri 2.8 injection, looking nice actually at £10,000 to £15,000. And I'm loving this Cortina-based P100 pickup, £7,000 to £9,000. And then another no reserve car. Here we go, Jaguar E-Type, 4.2 2+2, no reserve. So we'll open that in a new window so we can look at that after the auction, see what it sells for. The Sunbeam Alpine is gorgeous. The Lotus Esprit is gorgeous at 22 to 27. That's a showstopper at 22 to 27. Aston Martin V12 Vanquish, £30,000 to £35,000. There's no money for what that is. That looks $1 million and it's 30,000 quid. Crazy. Austin 14.6 Goodwood Saloon. Bentley Brooklands. I love these Bentleys, so we'll open that one in a new window. I'm not really bothered about the Noddy car. Triumph TR7, Rover Mini 30, MGR V8. This XJS I think will do well, so we'll open that in a new window so that we've logged it ready for the post-show values video of all the ones I've chosen. I think XJSs are really strong at the moment, and I also think Chris Harris is partly to blame for that. An NGTF Roadster, no thanks. Bristol 603, find the design a bit fugly. Another Mercedes, diamond blue metallic, it's a bit wishy-washy for me, that colour. 2013 Range Rover Sport, no. Swift Q-Type, no. Oldsmobile 98 left-hand drive. Stuff like this is very cool, but it doesn't really sell. I'm enjoying the lifted VW Westphalia camper, which looks cheap compared to where these cars have been. I keep saying this about VWs. I used to be very into VWs when I was younger. I used to buy all the magazines and whatnot. And it's shocking how the prices have come down. AMG SL63, £25,000 to £30,000. That's a 200 mile an hour car. The Datsun 240, these have got a good following. Rover P214, handsome looking thing at just £7,000 to £9,000. Rover Mini Balmoral. No, I prefer the Mini Cooper Sport we saw earlier on. Alfa Romeo Giulia, that's a fine looking car, isn't it? £15,000 to £20,000. Another Spitfire, another Morris Minor, another Lotus Elan, and then a Fiat X19. These are cool, £7,000 to £9,000. I think I'd rather have the MR2 though, which is a similar sort of silhouette, isn't it? Austin Mini Pickup looks fairly good value at £12,000 to £14,000. These have got really expensive. VW Caravelle 3.2 auto long wheelbase. If you want a camper, give me £15,000. I'll find you a long wheelbase Ford Transit and I'll build you one in 3 days. Actually, my camper's looking really good, but the video won't be out till Monday. Beaufort Series 3 automatic. No, I'm out. Ford Riley Model Y. Triumph Stag. Porsche 944 Turbo. Do you remember when these were £2,500? I do. 1926 Bean 14. That's interesting. Peugeot 205. not a non-GTI at £6,000 to £8,000. SL500 in a horrible colour. I love that colour, but it does not suit that car, and it's wearing the wrong wheels. But it's no reserve, so it'll be interesting to see what that sells for. We'll open it just so it's logged, because that could be a couple of grand. 560 SEL Auto left-hand drive, proper car this. These W126 Mercedes were just built right. And I love this Cadillac LaSalle left-hand drive. That's really cool. Morris 10 van, Austin A135 Princess limousine. I just don't know what you're going to use it for at £8,000 to £9,000. Ford Thames van, Bentley Continental GT. Like I said, I prefer the convertibles. The Ford Thames pickup, that's a lovely looking thing. If you've got a coffee shop, you could park that outside, fill it for fake bags of coffee, and you've got perfect advertising for your business. Not that your business is going to do very well anyway, because the high street is knackered, because I'm not going into it. The UK is on the edge of financial collapse. But let's carry on with this classic car auction in this hobby that we love. Ford Zephyr convertible, Jaguar XJS 4-litre celebration convertible automatic, £12,000 to £15,000. Yet another Spitfire. That one looks nice though, it's £7,000 to £9,000. And a Triumph Vitesse. So without further ado, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I'm amazed I didn't pick 33 cars to highlight, so let's whip through these. The Ford V8 Pilot. This is a fantastic looking car. That is just smart, isn't it? It's a bit John Dillinger. 1951. Is it running? Reportedly presented to HM the Queen Mother at Sandringham when she was patron of the V8 Pilot Owners Club. How can this car have been presented to the Queen Mother and still only be worth £3,000 to £5,000? Please, somebody buy that. I'd like to have a go in it. Then we've got the Sierra RS Cosworth. Now, I've highlighted this. I mean, Cosworths are done to death, aren't they? But it was supplied new to a gentleman, and he registered it in his company name, and then he registered it in his own name, and he put 80,000 miles on it. So it's basically coming from one owner, and it's been loved its whole life by the same person. So that makes this Cosworth quite an interesting proposition. It's a sunroof model. It's white, obviously, as you can see. 45 to £55,000, and I would not be too surprised if it did slightly better than that, just because it's such a genuine car. So it'll be interesting to see what that makes. The Ford Cortina Super, I just love the look of this. £4,000 to £6,000. What a smart looking car that is. The green suits it so well. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Next, we've got the Z3 2.8 wide body. Mileage on this is 43,000 miles only. These are like driving a miniature muscle car. If you've not driven a 2.8 powered Z3, honestly, they're just fantastic. I know I talked about the 1.9 yesterday. Looks like it's had paint, doesn't it, there? That door's a totally different colour. So maybe you can grab it cheap and then do the paint properly, but that is a really nice looking car. I'd say the 2.8 is just the absolute pick of the bunch. It's a great engine, and with a manual gearbox, it's just naughty. And with those big 5 spokes as well, it kind of looks like a beach buggy. So I'm a huge fan of the Z3 2.8. Be interesting to see what that makes. It's no reserve. Wolseley 1550, just a nice looking car. Again, no reserve, so it'll be interesting to see what this goes for. That's just lovely, isn't it? That is a proper slice of the past. Then I chose this Bentley Brooklands Auto at £8,000 to £10,000. That is a whole heap of car for £8,000 to £10,000. Look at it in that wonderful blue colour, that deep blue metallic. It'll have a lovely beige leather interior, won't it? Yes, it does. Lamb's wool, shag mats. That interior looks like it's never been sat in. What a fine car for the price of a used Dacia. A little bit of wear on the driver's seat, but I bet the rear seats have never been used. I mean, if you've got a European road trip, this is the car for you. It's got a sunroof. It's got a huge engine. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Then we've got this Riley RMA. Again, no reserve, so it'll be interesting to see what it makes. As I said, I just really like the look at the silhouette of that car. Just such a lovely looking car with the two-tone paint and the rack on the boot. Yeah, super. What are we thinking on that one? £6,000, something like that. I'll tell you what, if it goes for less than £6,000, then that is just ridiculous, because that is a proper classic car. Then we've got this Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit, which I've chosen really because of the champagne metallic colour. What a smart looking car that is. I'm not sure about the colour-coded wheels, but this is quite funky. Let's see if we can have a look at the interior. Again, £8,000 to £10,000. These 80s Rolls-Royce and early 90s Bentleys, they're just no money for the amount of car that you get for the money. I mean, look at that. You're not getting a wooden dash on anything else at £8,000 to £10,000 unless it's another one of these. Again, it's got a sunroof. It comes with a car cover. It's got a huge boot. It's got a huge engine. Let's go. I'm ready. I need one of these in my life. CL500 Auto. This car will do 160 miles an hour all day long. Absolutely superb vehicles. Love that colour as well. That sort of off gold. It's got the wrong wheels on for me. I'd have to change the wheels out, but these are superb. So long as they've had all of the active suspension sorted, that can be very expensive, but don't. What's going on with that sunroof? That looks like an aftermarket sunroof. That's far too small to be a proper sunroof. Something very strange happening there. I'm sure they've put that sunroof in. Don't know, something about that just doesn't look right. Maybe it was just the picture. Anyway, that's that. CL500. Me and my brother had one for a little while, and it was wonderful. It was a very, very fast, very capable, very comfortable car for very little money. MGZT V8 at £12,000 to £15,000. If this, when you look at what this car is, right? It's an early 2000s sports saloon with a V8 engine. If this car was German, it would be £40,000 right now. But it's not. It was made in Longbridge, so it's 12 grand. So get it bought. Then you've got this Fiat 124 Sport, which I think is the prettiest car in this auction at only £7,000 to £9,000. Look at the proportions. It's just a gorgeous little car. Absolutely wonderful styling. Who styled this? Does it say? I'm not sure. It looks like a Giugiaro. Perhaps it was, but I'm showing the depth of my knowledge there. Wooden steering wheel, just a lovely thing, and it looks like no money at £7,000 to £9,000. Then we've got the Z3 M Coupe. I've already waxed lyrical about the BMW Z3 with a manual gearbox and the 2.8. This is the same thing, but it's the M Fettled 3.2 engine. It's got this sort of bread van styling, great looking car, kind of, Ferrari 250 GTO-esque. Big wide wheels. It's just naughty. You don't get cars like this anymore. I think it looks great as a sort of wagon. Just a really, really cool thing. £20,000 to £25,000. And again, I think these are softened as well because these had got a lot higher than that. And I love the fact it's got these mud flaps on it. Looks exactly like a Volvo Estate. Yep, very cool. Ford Cortina Mark 1. I like this. It's obviously been fettled with. It's been messed around a little bit. But it's a cool thing. And it's got a 2-litre Zetec ST engine. So that's going to be fun. A lot of fun in a classic car for £10,000 to £15,000. Getting towards the end of the video now. Smart Crossblade. The reason I've picked this out is because I was looking at this last night thinking, hang on a minute, what is a Smart Crossblade? If you look at it, it's a Smart that's had the doors removed, the windscreen cut down, and the rear glass removed. So, surely we can make one of those. I'm wondering if I get in touch with Funky Phil and find a cheap smart car. Could we make a Crossblade just by removing some panels? Anyway, I think they're really cool. Then we've got this DKW F11 Junior. Again, look at the proportions of this. It's just a lovely looking car. The way the cowl comes over the headlamps and this curve at the back here is just lovely. Back in the day when cars were designed properly. Look at the way the line of the car comes up at the back. And this back section here is so much higher than the front section here. It looks like a rocket ship. You can see the space-inspired design of it. Just a really lovely, quirky car. £6,000 to £8,000. That's no money just to park that in your garage and just enjoy it and look at it. So it's an early Audi, basically. Interior is lovely, nice and simple. And again, you're going to steal the show everywhere you take it because nobody's going to know what it is. I really like that. Then we've got the Jeep Wrangler with Honda Z50R. This is cool because it's a 10 grand Jeep with a motorbike strapped to the back. I mean, that's even cooler than van life. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of that. You can look really cool at the campsite. All you need is a tent box, and then you can be a tent box wanker, which is one of my new favourite Facebook groups, actually. If you look up tent box wankers on Facebook, it's just brilliant. Ford Cortina Super, I picked this out just because it looks lovely. Nice colour. Look at the chrome, really nice shape. £8,000 to £10,000. Again, seems soft for what it is, but I like the look of that. The Mini Cooper Sports LE, yeah, I got a lot of time for these. These are the late ones. This is a 1998. The Mini was so long in the tooth by this point, but with the wide arches, the big fat wheels, and that simple Cooper stripe, they made a really desirable little car. It's a 1.3, 51,000 miles, and yeah, just a nice thing. I thought these were more money than that. I think the black might possibly hold it back. If that was red, I can see that at more money. But yep, that's cool. Got like about 7 to go. Aston DB7 Vantage. You all know what these look like. I've only thrown this in this video just to see what it makes. No reserve. It's going to be interesting. Place your bets now. I'm thinking about 12 grand. Then you've got the Bentley Azure. I love this. This is my pick of this auction because I just want to drive down to the south of France with my family, with maybe a rack on the boot just to make it that bit different. But what a comfortable way to spend a few thousand miles. And it's got a wooden knob. I am a big fan. Of course, you'd have to make it down to the south of France without it breaking down. But look at that. It's even got wood in the back. I really like this car, but I don't have £38,000 to spend on it. And if I did have £38,000, I probably would spend it on a house in a country that isn't about to collapse. Ferrari 360 Modena, 50 to 60,000 pounds. Is it a manual? Is it an auto? It's a gated manual. 93,000 pounds when it was new in 2003. Where do we see this one going, ladies and gentlemen? Is it going to go above that reserve of 50 to 60? It should do, because it's a gated manual Ferrari 360, but it's kind of in the wrong auction to fetch the huge money. So it'd be very interesting to see what this makes. 24,000 miles, manual gearbox, red over black. Let's see what it does. I can probably just about afford the briefcase. Actually, I probably can't, because you'll find that this is probably £3,000 on its own, because that's Ferrari prices for you. Next up, this Vauxhall VX4-90, estimated 10 to 12. I just really like the look of it. The front end's a bit funky, but that side view is just fantastic. I think it's a great looking car. If you remember these on the road when you were younger, then do let me know exactly what it is in the comments. I'm guessing this was the larger executive Vauxhall that eventually gave way to the Senator and then the Amiga. I don't think it's Cavalier size, is it? But correct me in the comments. Last four now. E-Type that I've thrown in just to see what it makes, because it is no reserve. Then you've got this Bentley Brooklands Auto. This whole video has basically just been me getting excited about big, powerful saloon cars, isn't it? But the Brooklands is nice. It's that beautiful green colour. It's got the cool wheels on it, big engine, big boot. Let's take it touring. Massive tyres on it. Look, that just looks like a very comfortable place to sit. So yeah, it seems like I've got road trips on my mind whilst I've been doing this video, probably just because I've just come back from a huge road trip and I'm thinking about what cars would be comfortable. Sunroof and air conditioning, yes please. Although, to be honest, if we were going to sit at the Serbian border for 4 hours, it would probably overheat, whereas my Volvo didn't. Jag XJ 5.3 V12, estimate 8 to 10. I think this will do very well indeed, as I said, because XJSs just seem to be hot right now. So let's see what that one makes. And the final car that I've chosen is this SL500. It's in the wrong colour, it's got the wrong wheels on it, and it's no reserve. So let's see what a 5-litre V8 that looks all wrong is going to make at the auction. That is my summary of the auction. The auction is starting right now with the motorbikes. Should I give you a very quick run through the motorbikes at the end? Let's just see if there's any that I actually want to buy. I'm not really a motorbike person, as you probably know. I like stuff like this, the Yamaha QT50. Look at that, with a little box on the back. You could be straight in the country, doing Deliveroo 5 minutes after hopping off a boat with something like that. What else could you use? If you were, let's say, just arriving on the beach, what would you go for as your Deliveroo vehicle of choice? Quite like that Kawasaki Z750, but you're going to get pulled over for not having a license, because really you need a 50. Not that you probably have a license anyway, because you just landed in the country. Honda C90, that would probably be okay. The Rally Roma, that would work, or the SGX50. Piaggio Vespa, yeah, that would work as well. Or just get yourself an electric scooter, because that seems to be the done thing. That is my conclusion to the video. Let me know which cars you liked, and enjoy the show, and we'll summarise this on Monday when we know what stuff is sold for.